Hello students, today we'll start our first chapter for class 4th science, that is food making in plants. In this chapter we will read about importance of plants, structure of a leaf, how do plants make their food, some uncommon plants and relationship between plants and animals. So let us start with the first topic, that is importance of plant. Now we all know that plants are very important to us because they give us the food, a wide variety of food. We get food either directly or indirectly from the plants. Either we eat food directly in the form of vegetables and fruits or indirectly. Indirectly, the flour used to make bread is made by grinding the seeds of wheat plant. Mutton is obtained from a goat which eat grass and grains. Grass is a plant and the grains are the parts of a plant. So all the food that we eat is obtained from plants. But what do plants eat? Do they eat? Yes, plants also make their own food in the green leaves. Leaves are the food factories of the plant. So let us study in detail the structure of a leaf. A leaf has many parts. The flat and green part of the leaf is called the leaf blade. The tip of the leaf is called the leaf apex. The midvein or midrib is running along the middle of the leaf. There are number of side veins that arise from the midrib. The midrib and side veins have small tubes. Now one by one I will show you in the picture. This flat and green part. This is known as the leaf blade. This is known as the leaf blade. Okay. Next part is leaf apex. So this tip of the leaf is known as the leaf apex. This is the midvein which is running in the middle, and to this midvein a lot of veins are attached. These are the veins which provide water to the leaf. Now this midrib and midvein has small tubes. Now what types of tube? These tubes are of two types. One is xylem and the other one is phloem. Xylem. What is the function of xylem? This tube carry water from root to the leaves and other parts of the plant. What is the function of xylem? It carries water from the roots to the leaves and other parts of the plant. And what is the function of phloem? This tube carry food from the leaves to other parts of the plant. In plant, leaves make the food, so this phloem carry this food to other parts of the plant. The inside of leaf shows many layers of cells. Just like our body, plants are also made up of cells, and there are many layers of cells in the leaves. These cells contain a green pigment called chlorophyll. There is a pigment, there is a chemical in this cell which is known as chlorophyll. Because of this chlorophyll, the leaves look green. The lower surface of leaves have many tiny pores called stomata. Can you see in this picture? These are the stomata. Stomata are the tiny holes present at the lower surface of the leaves. Now what is the function of stomata? Stomata helps in the exchange of gases. They take the carbon dioxide and release the oxygen. Each stoma is guarded by two guard cells. They help in the exchange of gases and water vapor. Can you see this two kidney shape? Yes, these are the guard cells. And through this stomata, from here, the exchange of gases and water vapor is also released from here only. Okay students, so this was the structure of leaf. Now we'll read about how do plants make their food. Now we know that leaves of the plant make the food. They are known as the food factories. Now what all things plant require to make the food? So firstly they require water and minerals. Secondly they require carbon dioxide. So plants take water and minerals through the root hair and carbon dioxide from the stomata. From where do plants get the water? From the roots, and carbon dioxide they get from the stomata, from the surrounding. In the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, these raw materials are combined to make food. This process is called photosynthesis. Now the process by which plants make their food is known as photosynthesis, and plants in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll combine the carbon dioxide, water and minerals to make their food. Okay. The manufactured food is a kind of sugar and it is called glucose. The food which is prepared by plants are in the form of sugar, which is called glucose. The extra food is stored in different parts of the plant like the leaves, stem or roots in the form of starch. Now in our homes also, when food is left, it is kept in the refrigerator. So like that only in the plants, if the food is left, it is stored in the form of starch and it is stored in different parts of the plant like stem, roots and leaves. Now here equation is given. This is the equation of photosynthesis. Plants, what all things they take, what raw materials they take? They take carbon dioxide from surrounding, water from the roots, and in the presence of sunlight and also chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is also important. Those plants which don't have chlorophyll cannot make their food. So plants in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, they produce glucose as their food and release oxygen. Plus one thing is again missing here. Yes, water vapor. Plants also release water vapor through their stomata during photosynthesis. So this was the process of photosynthesis. In this way plants make their food. Now we will read about some uncommon plants. Some of the plants, they look different from the others. They have some special features. Why they have special features? Either they lack chlorophyll or changes in the body. Due to this, either they lack chlorophyll or changes in their body, they are different from others. Now we will read about them. Insectivorous plants. There are some plants that make their food but grow in soil which is poor in minerals. Therefore, they trap and digest insect to get required minerals. Such plants are called insectivorous plants. Now some plants, they make their food, but in the soil which they grow, that soil does not have required amount of minerals. So they get the minerals from the insect. They eat the insect and get the required minerals, and because of this they are known as insectivorous plants. Examples are pitcher plant and Venus flytrap. They both eat the insects and get the required mineral. This Venus flytrap, these leaves are very sticky and they trap the insect and then digest it to get the minerals. The next category is saprophytes. Saprophytes are the organism that cannot make their food. They can't make their food. Mushrooms are non-green plants and hence cannot make their food. Just now I told you that the plants which lack chlorophyll, which don't have chlorophyll, cannot make their food. So mushroom are non-green plants, so they can't make their food on their own. You must have seen green growth on a bread, leftover piece of a bread. These are bread moulds. Again, these are of category fungi. This mushroom and bread mould are category of fungi and they can't prepare their food. They get their food from rotting materials. Okay. They are also called heterotrophs. Those organisms which cannot make their food are known as heterotrophs, and which make their food on their own are known as autotrophs. But these fungi, mushroom and bread molds are the heterotrophs. They can't make their food. They depend on the rotting materials for their food. Now our next category is parasitic plants. Some plants like Dodder get their food from other plants. These plants are called parasitic plants. Now some of the plants, for their food they depend on other plant. Okay. Dodder plants attach themselves to other plants called the host. They suck food and water from their host. Dodder plants have special types of roots called HAUSTORIA. In this picture, can you see this? Roots. These are the HAUSTORIA. Wait a minute, I'll show you. These are the HAUSTORIA. What they do? These are the roots of the plant, parasitic plants. Now what they do? They suck the food and water from the other plant. Okay, the host, which is known as. They suck food and water from the host through their roots. So these are known as the parasitic plants. Now the last category among some uncommon plants are the cactus. Cactus also have some special features. Plants like cactus grow in deserts. We all know that plants like cactus grow in deserts. And in desert there is not sufficient amount of water. They do not get enough water from the soil. Therefore they need to save water. They don't get enough water from the soil. So they save the water in their leaves. So that's why for saving water, their stems and leaves become thick and fleshy. Their leaves become thick and fleshy due to storing of water, and their leaves change into spines. When we were reading about the process of photosynthesis, I told you plants also release water vapor through their leaves during photosynthesis. So that's why spines reduce water loss for the plants. Due to this, their leaves change into spines to reduce the loss of water. So these were the category of some uncommon plants. Now our last topic is relationship between plants and animals. Now we all know that plants depend on animals and animals depend on plants. Animals release carbon dioxide, which is used by plants to make their food. Plants give out oxygen that is used by animals for breathing. The dead and rotten animals become part of soil with time and make it rich in minerals. These minerals are used by plants through their roots. Hence, plants and animals depend on each other. Now, animals and human beings, we release the carbon dioxide, which is used by plants for making the food, and plants also release oxygen, which is used by us for breathing. Now, when some of the animals, they get dead, they mix with the soil and make it rich in nutrients and minerals. When they mix in the soil, they make it rich in minerals, and these minerals are absorbed by the roots to make the food in the plants. Hence, plants and animals depend on each other. So students, this was our first chapter. Hope you understood the chapter. Now we'll do the book exercise. Our first question is, take the correct answer. The process of making food in plants is called, what is the process of making food in plants called? It is called photosynthesis. It is an insectivorous plants. Which plants eat insect? Cactus, lotus, money plant, Venus flytrap? Yes, Venus flytrap. The food made in leaves is carried to all other parts of plant by which tube? Take the food to all parts of the plant? Yes, phloem. The green pigment in the leaves of the plant is called? Yes, it is chlorophyll. Because of this chlorophyll, the leaves look green. Our next question is, fill in the blanks with the correct words from the box. The dash of the plants are their food factories. Which part of the plants make food? Yes, the leaves. The green substance present in the leaves is called the chlorophyll. Fungi cannot manufacture their own food. And xylem carries water and minerals from the roots. So this was our first chapter. Hope you enjoyed it and understood it. Now for the question answers, you have to write from the PDF file which is uploaded on our school website. From there you can download the PDF and write the question answers in your fair science copy.